Welcome back to a brand new video. Today is a very interesting day. So this video actually was planned out to be made last week. I tried uploading it last week on the Thursday, and for some reason the footage wouldn't upload. I had a whole vlog planned out, I had it edited, I had it done, tried to upload it to YouTube, but it just simply wouldn't upload. So I thought I'd sit down today. It's been a week later, and for those who didn't know, I applied for a volunteer job last week, well actually about 2 weeks ago now. And last week Thursday I went there, and I thought I'd share you my honest opinion and tell you exactly what I did and what's going to be happening in these upcoming weeks. Long story short, I went to check out a place 2 weeks ago. I checked it out, I didn't like the vibe of it. I turned my back around and I see a kiddie farm. That's when I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. I checked it out, blah blah blah. The next day I went, and here we are 2 weeks later, and I'm going to be sharing you my honest opinion and what I really think of the place. So I phoned them up, I think it was last week Monday, and I said, hey, I can come over Thursday. What time? 11 o'clock? Yeah, good. I had a guy on the phone, and I went there Thursday. I spoke to my parents about it, and they said, well, I hope you enjoy your day. So I went there, thinking, is this really what I want? But then I thought, you know what, let's just try it out before we judge this situation. Like, let's try it out. It might be a lot of fun, and it may not be a lot of fun. So I went there, introduced myself to the people. I said, I'm looking for a thingamajig. Oh, he's right there. I said, oh, okay, thanks so much. My name's Keegan, by the way. Got introduced, and it was a lot of fun. Long story short, I had a lot of fun. Pretty much it was an introduction day, meaning that they'll teach me and show me what you gotta do, pretty much. And I have to say, I was really impressed with the people there with disabilities, how good they listen and their communication skills. That's definitely one thing that I have to work on because I'm a newbie, is the communication with them. A lot of them cannot speak, so they use they use hand language and they use sign language, which is really interesting. So introduction, explaining to the guy who I am, this and that. He said, why are you doing this exactly? Well, to be very honest, I'm kind of bored. I want to do something as well. I'm at home most of the days. I told him, I do YouTube, this and this and that. I said, oh, cool. How many subscribers you got? I got this and that. I said, oh, wow, that's cool. So I told him, I got a lot of free time on my hand, and it's that type of time that I'd like to use and improve myself and develop myself further in as a person within society. And I told him straight up as well, working with animals is something that I enjoy more than working with people. I told him about my previous job. I told him about my experience. And the conversation was really nice. I think I arrived there at like 10:55, and the conversation ended at 11:40. So yeah, I had a whole long, lengthy conversation. Then he said, well, I'm going to show you what you're going to do. I said, okay, cool. Are you, do you want to do this? I said, honestly, tell me what I got to do. I do not mind doing anything. Just tell me what to do. I'll do whatever. It was easy. So what he pretty much did was, he said, well, okay, we all have our own little tasks. I said, yeah, go on. Some of the people, they want specifically the same task because they don't like changes. I said, yeah, no, I understand that. I, depending on the situation, also don't always like changes, but I guess I'm different. He said, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to they got donkeys, which I didn't even know. I knew they had chickens, they had birds, they have no pig, unfortunately. Yeah, they don't have a swine, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping oh man, they'll have a swine as well, but no, they got geese as well, tame ones. Crazy. He said one day they just came in, and since then we've been training them pretty much. So he showed me around the place, and the place is actually it's quite big. Yeah, I'd want to say the property is bigger than our property. Yeah, without a doubt. It's really nice. They've got, what are those things called? Not bokken, but things with Christmas. I mean, Christmas is around the corner, so that spirit is also there. He showed me the big shed, and he just told me pretty much the history about the place, what the people stand for. And that is definitely one thing I noticed immediately. I told him as well by the introduction. I said, yeah, I noticed the guy sitting next to you, he loves giving you hugs. Oh yeah, that's his thing. I just let him give me hugs because that's his form of affection and love and communication. I said, oh, okay, that's very interesting. I've never seen that before. So yeah, it's definitely different here than your average job, but I love doing this job. And I also asked him, what's the real reason you work here? My little brother has something. He said his brother had something as well, a heavy form of something. Not autism, but a little bit heavier than that. And he said that's really one of the main reasons why I work with these people, is because, I want to help them and I also know what it's like. I said, oh, that's very interesting. So besides that, that sounded very sarcastic, but trust me, it's not. I was I was really interested in the conversation. It's just it's a week later, and I got bad memory, like really not good. It's definitely the one thing that I kind of hate about myself, is the fact that like I forget things so quickly. But he showed me around. First thing I did was I emptied the stalls of the donkeys. There were 2 donkeys, and he explained to me that they pretty much came from a foreign country. I don't know where from, but really interesting. Like I told him as well, like, oh wow, I've never seen like a donkey in real life. He said, have you never? I said, no, never seen a donkey in real life. So this was definitely a very unique moment for me. And I just started cleaning it with one of the people, and it was a lot of fun. Like it opened up my eyes, and it opened up my world in a different way. Of I used to always, and this is the bizarre thing, right? I'm gonna be very honest and open about it. I used to have an opinion about people with Down syndrome. I used to think, and this was back when I was really small, so I wasn't really that mature. I was like, what, 8 or 9, 10 years old. I used to always think they were a bit weird. I mean, yeah, they are different without a doubt, right? They got an extra chromosome. They can't do nothing about it. It's a genetic thing, right? Being there, working there with people that have that for a few hours definitely changed my perspective. And I was like, wow, yeah, they may not be able to communicate, most of them, but they're very smart and they've got emotions as well. That's definitely one thing I asked them as well. I said, it must suck, obviously, like they can't really have relationships like you and I can have. He said, now that's definitely the one thing, people often always think, they look happy and bright from the outside, but sometimes they can also be very lonely, and you notice patterns like that when they distance themselves from the group. I said, well, that's what I have sometimes as well. I don't eat with my family. I like to be distant. So a lot of things are similar to what, we regular folks have, I suppose. And besides that, cleaning up the poop on the horse field and the donkey field, we then went and got a break for like 35-40 minutes. Like that's definitely the one thing I'm like, whoa, how many breaks do you guys take a day? 3 to 4 breaks. I said, how long exactly? Anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes. I'm like, so I'm here from 11 till 4, but technically I only work like 2.5 hours pretty much, which is okay. That's quite chill. It's very rewarding. The bond with the people was very nice. That's definitely one thing I could immediately tell is genuine. Like they genuinely care about them, and that's definitely one thing that made me feel, okay, this could be a place that I could work for quite a while, or at least start as something, because the vibe was very nice. And that's definitely an important thing, is that first impression at any job. It's either going to make it or break it. Now, I cannot work there yet, unfortunately, and that's what I find kind of disappointing. And let me explain to you why exactly. Because there need to be some documents signed, pretty much. You cannot just work at a place without knowing your rights as a worker and knowing the rights of the business. So I phoned them 2 days ago, and I said, hey, it's Keegan, I was there about a week and a half ago. I was just wondering, not to rush, but how's the paperwork going? They said, it's coming along. I said, okay, please do call me as soon as possible when it's arranged, because, I'd like to go there again, because I've been sitting here the past 2-3 days, and yeah, it definitely showed me that doing something outside the house is a lot of fun, especially if it can take your mind off certain things. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a good thing. And I'm very ambitious about this volunteer work. Like I'm really excited for it. They need volunteers as well, so they'll have no choice but to accept me. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, obviously they don't have to accept me, but do I personally see a reason for them not to accept me? No, because I showed them my passion, my ambition. I listened. Is it difficult? No, it's not difficult work at all. I told them as well, like, listen, the things that I'm good in personally is working with animals. Like building and painting, I can do that. However, I just do not have the patience for that. And that's also something I would like to learn. He said, okay, we'll definitely teach you. I said, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm also here to learn myself a little bit more, to understand who I am a little bit more. But in general, it was a nice place. And I asked him as well, like, am I allowed to take photos and pictures, because I said, I wanted to show my girlfriend. He said, yeah, of course, go ahead. You can make as many pictures and videos as you want. I just, however, ask you, obviously not to take pictures of the people. I said, yeah, no, I understand that. That's totally fine. So that was pretty much it, man. A week later, I'm excited. Like, you could tell I'm really excited, because I keep telling my mom and dad, I said, I really hope that they can hurry up with the paperwork, because, I'd like to do something. So my starting hours for me personally would have to be 11 o'clock, because I would have to wake up at like 8:30 in the morning, do the horse stables, walk the dogs, and then have breakfast. That's about an hour plus, hour and a half. And I also have to drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So I would have to leave at like 10:25, start the car up, 10:30 leave, and then arrive there at 10:50, then change. And yeah, pretty much that, man. One thing he did tell me, which I didn't know, you have to take your shoes off before you go into like the canteen, which I understand for hygienic purposes. He said, you don't have other shoes? I said, no. Okay, that's no problem. I should have told you, but like next time if you're here, you know, that is if, just make sure you bring like some sneakers with. I say, oh yeah, okay, no problem. Because I thought you were supposed to wear the shoes that you walk in the mud. And that's definitely what I did. I worked in the mud as well, which was a lot of fun. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Like I said, I'm very disappointed because I had actually planned this video last week already. However, for some reason, the video, like, it was edited, it was done, this and that, my first impression on the job, and it just wouldn't upload. I don't know what it was, but like YouTube, I don't know if it was YouTube or if it was the file that was corrupt maybe, but it would simply not upload and not process. So, you know, I'm obviously hoping that this video will upload and process, and if it doesn't, well, I'll be very upset. But my first impression of the place, good vibes. That's definitely one thing I find very important with any place, is it gave me good vibes and the people are nice, as far as I could tell. Obviously, you only really get to able to judge and know a place after you've been there a few times, but so far, I've got a good feeling about it, and this is without a doubt the place I'd like to work. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll check you guys later. Peace out.